My name is Cameron Walden. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to become healthy and fit high school students through the exercise of running. Did you know, according to Livestrong.com, founded by Lance Armstrong, one of the world's greatest athletes, that teenage obesity has more than doubled in the last 3 decades? I'm going to be talking to you how to get fit by starting with proper running form and how to use it, beginning and maintaining an exercise routine, and following a healthy and fit diet, including stretch techniques, to become healthy high school students. So let's start by talking about how to perform proper running technique. You're going to want, depending on which foot you start on, to have your opposite hand of the leg that's rising rise simultaneously. Now for a distance run, which is what I would be explaining, multiple miles, you don't want your leg to rise more than about 45 to 60 degrees, just a comfortable rate. And this should rise simultaneously like so, and your foot strike is going to be depending on how you run. Now there are 3 different kinds of foot strike. Foot strike is going to depend on whether it's going to be more on your toes, it's going to be more of a midfoot, or a heel strike. Now, a heel strike is going to send a lot of that impact directly from your heel up your legs, and most of it will be absorbed, not muscularly, because in this regard your muscles are loose. It's going to be absorbed by your knees and by your shins, which is going to result in injury. Now, a forefoot strike is going to keep this muscle flexed almost too much, which may result in an overstrain. The ideal strike is about a midfoot here, where this muscle is appropriately flexed, as well as the thigh, so that it travels up the leg and is absorbed by all the main leg muscle groups. Secondly, let's talk about proper breathing technique. Breathing technique is going to vary, but ideally you want to be taking deep breaths in and taking long breaths out. You want to try and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth so that the oxygen can travel through your system in a more full manner. Now let's talk about how to begin and maintain a proper weekly run technique, for example. As you can see here, let's say you have 1 week total, and you can write out your estimated times of run, your total times, and you want to make comments of how you feel afterwards. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep the night before, or maybe you didn't hydrate enough. This will lead into our dietary portion of the presentation. The diet is the most important part of this, and water being the most important aspect of any kind of athletic exercise lifestyle. You need to drink anywhere from a half to a full gallon, preferably a full gallon if you're having an exercise day. Now you need water and you need carbs in your body to be able to create the right neurotransmitters to carry this energy and this fluid through your body to give you the proper energy and to give your mind the actual energy to create motivation to motivate you to go out. Lastly, let's talk about maintaining this, and then we'll go into proper stretch technique. Now, in order to maintain a lifelong, habits of exercise, you need to stay motivated and you need to stay interested in this. Now, as I said in the beginning of this presentation, it's important to maintain this so that you can be healthy and you can be happy throughout your lives, having good standing cardiopulmonarily, and have a healthy life. Now let's get on to proper stretching. Now there are many different kinds of stretches and a lot of different theories of how to go about it, but there are 3 or 4 that I'm going to demonstrate to you. First, let's talk about a thigh and quadriceps stretch, which you're all familiar with. We'll take one hand, put your foot in one hand, and make this stretch here. This will relax this muscle group here, which is going to absorb most to all of the impact while you're running. Secondly, let's talk about a hamstring stretch. Hamstrings being here, very important muscle group. Now, there are a lot of different ways to do it. Really what you could do is find a relatively high surface, place your heel, and lean in for a full stretch as much as possible. There are quad stretches, which are a little bit more difficult to explain, but essentially what you want to do is you want to put your foot at this angle here, like so, with your toes on the wall and your heel on the floor, and you want to lean into it, which will create a stretch right here. And lastly, there are more inner leg stretches, which can be shown, such as putting on this surface again, putting your leg at this angle, and then leaning into it. Not too much that you might create a strain, but enough that you could reach towards your ankle. And finally, the most important part of all of this that you gathered is that by following these practices and maintaining these kinds of routines, you can advance yourselves into more heavy exercise regimens, maybe even join a team if you wanted to, and to be able to further your life expectancy and have a happier and healthier life overall. This has been a presentation on how to become a happy and healthy high school student. Thank you.